I am so honored. My second YouTube video ever. John Crimes actually watched my video and left me a comment. I am so excited. You have no idea. Since I'm new and I'm not technical, as I mention every time, I do want to let you know, John Crimes does true crime stories. And since this month is Child Abuse Awareness Month, he has chosen a child to represent this whole entire month. He's working on a documentary about a child from Kansas, and that's the state that I'm in right now. And this child is Adrian Jones. I'm sure you've heard about him. If you haven't, you need to go to John Crimes and watch what he is doing. Support him. Adrian Jones was starved to death by his father and stepmother. And I won't say anything else about that because it'll ruin the whole thing, but John has chosen to go without food for the whole month of April. So I think it would be good for everybody to be able to reach out to him for the cause that he's doing for our children. He is a very good man. And when I first started YouTube, I wanted to do true crime. But it is a lot of work. It's more, I mean, it really is a job if you're going to be good at it. And there are only a handful of YouTubers that I do watch. And I just recently found John Crimes, and I was hooked. I watch Stephanie Harlow, which John Crimes, Stephanie Harlow, Danielle Hallen, It's a Crime, It's a Shame with Linda, reporting live from my sofa. These people are the true crime YouTubers that I really recommend. Stephanie Harlow has a voice that I love to listen to her read stories or tell stories or read the documentaries and things like that, because she has a really great voice. John has a huge heart. He's one of a kind. He's a one of a kind man. Very kind man. And when you've watched as many YouTube videos as I have, you learn those people who the ones that are really good. Danielle Hallen, she reports on missing people. I also watch Gabalicious. She does a lot of missing people and unsolved cases of missing people, even from way back. There's just a handful of people. And John, I know that you're going to talk to Stephanie. And this story is actually a little bit of my history. And there's a documentary that was through the BBC called The Penley Witch Child. Now I can show you my birth certificate. I was born at Penley. That's obviously on my father's side. On my mother's side, they are Native American Indian, which I knew that all my life, but then I recently found out that I had a relative, my great-great-grandmother, I believe it was, no, my great-grandma, my mother's grandma, she came from Ireland. So I don't really know what the story is from that. And then I also had a relative who came over on the Mayflower. And I'm not real sure. My sister has all the documents and all that stuff. And she sent me a copy, so I have proof of that too. But there's also a book. And I bought these. So if Stephanie wants to check this out, see if she can find it on Audible. I don't know if it is available on Audible, but it's very interesting. And that's part of my history. But I will be doing a YouTube video on more about me, so you can get to know me better. And I will learn as I go. Getting better at making videos, and I really wanted to, for the month of April, for the kids, I really wanted to do just pictures, their pictures and their names, just scroll through a video in memory of our kids that have died at the hands of their own parents. And I'm not talking about the ones that were taken by strangers. I'm talking about just the ones that were killed by the people that were supposed to protect them the most. And when I thought about true crime, those are the cases that always got me and stuck in with me the most. I like the court trials. I like to watch the trials, live streaming. I watched all the way back to OJ. I watched all of the Michael Jackson. I watched the heart-wrenchingest that I've ever seen in my entire life was the Tim Jones Jr. trial. The man is one of the most evilest fathers ever. And it's my channel. It's my opinion. And I think Casey Anthony and Letitia Stalk, they're right up there too. And for Adrian Jones's parents to do what they did to that little boy was right up there too. Because they didn't just starve him. And if you're from Kansas, I'm sure you remember that story. I don't want us to forget these kids. I wish there was some way that all the YouTubers could get together and go, you know, I know with the quarantine and all that, and right now it's not possible, but there's gotta be a way that the true crime YouTubers or the parents, it'd be great to have the parents, could all get together and do something about this. Some kind of petition, something, Um, you know, I do believe in the death penalty. I do, because it says in the Bible that, you know, we have to obey the laws of the land. And thou shalt not kill is one of them. And especially the gift that he gives us. Especially when so many other people, you know, they're suffering. They want children. And these little kids, they don't have a voice. You have to fight for them. And I was on a jury trial once. And some of the other jurors were worried about what was going to happen to this father. Is he going to get the help he needs? And I said, who the hell cares? Don't worry about his pain and his penalties, because he didn't care what he did to this child. It was a baby that he abused. And I said, that's what we're here for. We are here to be a voice for that baby that could not talk, could not tell. And when somebody's abused, even these grown women do this in domestic violence situations, which is another video I'm going to be doing. They don't tell. They're scared to tell. They're scared to get out. And then when you're in a domestic situation like that, or a child is being abused that way, they are told, you know, if you tell, this will happen or that'll happen, and even if they're out in public and someone sees something and looks funny at them and they look back, when they get home, they get it worse. And a lot of times women are told, I'm going to make it to where nobody wants you. Nobody wants to be with you. If you leave me, I'll kill you, you know. And there's got to be a time when we say enough is enough and step in and make that decision for somebody that is so scared they can't make that decision for themselves. Be a voice for someone who doesn't have one anymore. Or who's afraid to use it. But I tell you, John, you've really made my day. I'm going to be on cloud nine all day. John Grimes watched my video and he left me a message. That makes me very happy, and I needed that, because I suffer from depression, and I've been going through a lot personally, and I've been suffering a lot. That's another thing, when people have depression like that, they don't want to burden somebody else with calling them up and saying, hey, I'm sad, I need somebody to cry to, because they feel like somebody's on the other end going, oh my God, they're calling me again. She's rolling their eyes. And that's how, I mean, it may not be happening, but that's how the depressed person feels when they call a friend that says, well, if you feel down, give me a call and we'll talk. They don't feel that way. They don't want to burden anybody. I don't call anybody. I haven't called my family. I've been having a lot of issues lately, and I'm trying to deal with it. But I don't want to burden anybody else with it. But John, you made it for me. You're getting me through it. That was the little pick-me-up I needed. And like I said, go over to John Crimes. It's Crimes on Crime. Really cute. He has a beautiful family. He's very proud of them. And I'm proud of him. Go check out these people. These YouTubers are very good people. I know you'll enjoy them. And I want to thank everybody that has been watching. Leave your message. I want to know what you think, what you feel, what you want to talk about. My very first video, I put up well, I didn't put it up, I gave it to you. It's a 1-800 number, and I need to figure out how I can get it on my screen or thumbnail permanently, because it is a hotline number for people with mental illness, depression, anxiety, PTSD, where you can get some help or have someone to talk to if you don't want to talk to people that you're afraid are going to roll their eyes at you, when, you know, honestly, we know they're not going to. Anytime someone suffers from depression, people think, well, why don't they just stop it? Why don't they just snap out of it? Believe me, it's not that easy. It is. Being depressed is a permanent burden in your mind, and you can't just turn it on and off. Nobody wants that feeling of depression or anxiety. You know, I've went into stores before and got this overwhelming anxiety, and I just break out in this sweat, and I can't breathe, and I just want to run. So I do. I go to the nearest exit, and I get outside, and I'm like, you know, it's terrible. Definitely get a doctor and get medication. There's these lines, these 1-800 numbers, they will help you. If you don't have the money or something like that, they will send you somewhere where in your area that you can go to, that you can even get medicine for free. But I do, again, want to thank everybody for watching. It means a lot to me. Take care of each other. Take care. Bye-bye.